Hi Janet, I'm Doug Massi, and you had recently filled out this little card about the special final expense benefits for Social Security recipients. I've been trying to reach you. Anyways, where can we sit down really quick? Today, you're in for a special treat. In this video, I'll be doing a master training for final expense door knocking, which means that we're going to be teaching the correct way to door knock different types of leads and exactly what to say when working like telemarket leads, Facebook leads, direct mail leads, including those aged direct mail leads that you can buy from certain vendors. They're not really good, but they're something. We'll talk about cold door knocking by just going door to door and how to effectively work a door knocking list, and I'll even share where you can get that from too. And I'd like to start by inviting you to give this video a thumbs up, and if you're new to our channel, please subscribe. We're putting out new content just like this every week. When I was first introduced to final expense sales, now we're talking back in 2013, the guy that recruited me gave me like 100 leads that were at least 2 to 3 years old, maybe even older. I was told that, I needed to door knock them, and that was the way I made my very first 2 sales. And eventually I started doing weekly mail drops, and at that point, well, at least for the next 6 months or so, all I did was 100% door knocking the leads. And guys, by doing this, I was consistently able to write right around $15,000 of annualized premium every single month. Let's start with door knocking actual physical leads that were filled out by the prospects. And guys, if you'd like a copy of the door knocking super file, this thing has scripts for how I door knock aged leads, what to say when cold door knocking and door knocking a list. Just stick around until the end of the video. I'll show you how to get a copy of this for yourself. When it comes to door knocking leads, I prefer to use either a direct mail lead or a printout of the Facebook lead. And I want to keep it in my hand. I want to keep it all clipped together with all my leads and have a pen there too. I don't believe in carrying a laptop or anything else when I'm door knocking, and I do find that wearing dress pants and like a collared shirt, something that looks professional, while, the idea of appearing clean cut can only, really, it's only going to help you. And guys, I do suggest wearing an ID badge like the one that I wear. It should have your company logo on it, your photo, and even your state license number on it. I believe this tends to help you look more official and professional. By the time that I door knock a lead, if there's a phone number on it, I've usually already called that lead many times, or my appointment setter has called many times. And possibly, in most cases, will leave a message stating that maybe something like, if I'm going to be in the area tomorrow, I'll leave a message saying, "Hey, Mrs. Jones, I've been trying to reach you. Just want to let you know I'm going to be in your area tomorrow, so I'll try to stop by." And one of the things I will mention at the prospect's front door is that my office, or I, have been trying to reach them. The first rule of door knocking leads is to never mention the word life insurance. Trust me on this, guys. There's no need for you to bring it up or mention it. It doesn't matter what the lead card says. If the client asks you directly, "Is this about life insurance?" they are usually setting you up so that they can get rid of you by saying something like, "Oh, I've already got that. I thought this was something else." And guys, I believe the reason that they do this is because, like, when they fill out the direct mail lead card and stick it in the mail, or maybe like the form on Facebook, they aren't actually thinking that, "Oh, somebody's going to send an insurance agent to my house." At least most people don't think that. What they're normally thinking, and to me what's going through their heads, is something like, "Well, let's see if they'll mail me something or email me more information, like a quote." They know that if you show up at their front door that you're probably going there to sell them something. Guys, trust me on this. When you're living on a fixed income and like possibly living like check to check, you're doing everything possible to avoid salespeople, especially if you know that you're the type of person that can easily be pressured into buying something. Make sure that you have lots of energy, excitement, and enthusiasm during every single aspect of your sales process, especially when door knocking. So we're at the front door. lead printout in hand. When I knock on the door, I do the old, what's it called, a shave and a haircut, the 2 bits knock, top, ta-da-da, top, top, top. And once the door opens, I use the prospect's first name. Hey Janet, my office has been trying to reach you since you filled out this form on Facebook 2 nights ago at 7:30 p.m. About the special final expense benefits for Social Security recipients here in Florida. I only need a couple of minutes of your time. Where can we sit down really quick? Notice how when I say, where can we sit down really quick, how I start motioning towards the front door. At least that's what I'm trying to show in the video. As if they're inviting me in. And generally what'll happen is, I might take a couple steps back from the door, and as I'm talking, I'll finally get to where I'll say, so, Janet, where can we sit down really quick? Just like that. Like I'm taking an extra step or two, as if like they're inviting me in, like as if they've opened the door and welcomed me in. When they don't want to open the door, and they put the wall up and they say, what's this about? Or is this about insurance? What I will do is show them the printout again, and I'll say, well, this is about the information that you requested when you filled out the form at 7:55 p.m. 2 nights ago. Ma'am, my job is to simply go over the information that you requested, which, like I said, it's only going to take a few minutes of your time. And here's how I see it. You're either going to be really happy that I did stop by, or not, and we'll shake hands and I'll be on my way. Where can we sit down really quick? So again, guys, notice how I start motioning towards the door as I'm saying, where can we sit down really quick? If they give me any more objections at the front door, I will just start speaking with them. How do I say this? In a way like, as if like maybe we already know each other. I'll say something like, Janet, the last thing that I want is for some pushy person to try to pressure my mom or my dad into buying something that they may not even want or need. I promise you, I do not do that. Again, I'm simply here to go over the information that you requested, and we'll see if you qualify for anything. And if so, I'll show you some affordable options, no obligation. Again, when you're doing that, the trick is to start motioning towards the front door. And if they try to tell me that it's a bad time and schedule an appointment for me to come back, I will do everything humanly possible not to do that. I've learned that half the time that you make an appointment at the front door, they will either not answer when you come back, or they will once again just get rid of you. When they try to get me to come back, I tell them, well, Janet, I drove a long way. I don't live in the area. I'll tell you what, how about I give you the short version? I mean, it normally takes about 20 minutes. I'll give you the 10-minute version. I'll make it really quick. That way I don't end up going back and forth anymore, and we get this out of the way right now. And guys, I've had people tell me that they had to, get to the doctor's appointment, and then after talking my way into the house, they're still yapping away an hour later. And let's go back a little bit here. In the scenario where the client filled out a direct mail lead card, which again, that's my preferred type of lead, it always has been, and you should be running them too if you're serious. I'll just word my script like a little bit different. Instead of saying, you filled out the form on Facebook, I'll say, well, you mailed in this little card to my office. What about door knocking telemarket leads? Yes, absolutely. There's nothing wrong with that, guys. First, when you buy telemarketed leads, they will actually come with a recording of the conversation, that the telemarketer had with the prospect. So you can actually key it up on your smartphone, the recording, right before you go door knock. And honest to God, even if I'm doing that, I still like to have it all printed out, the printout with the client's information that the telemarketer got from them. And I might say something like, hey Janet, I'm Douglas. You had spoken with Jeff from my office 2 days ago about the special final expense benefits for Social Security recipients in Florida. At this point, you can play part of the recording to them so that they can hear their own voice saying yes when the marketer asks if it's okay for a local agent to contact them. Okay, let's talk about cold door knocking from a targeted list, and that's what they're called, the targeted list. You can get a list of names with the age and the address and the client's full name, of course, from either a company like List Shack or your upline should probably have it. Most insurance agencies do have access to something like this, and that way you can request the list in a door knocking order by address. And it's all set up in a great order to where, you walk up the street and it has the client's name and address already printed out, going in order, address by address. So like Mr. Jones will be at 201 11th Court, and like Mrs. Smith will be at 203 11th Court, and Mr. Jackson at 205 11th Court, and so on and so on, all in order by address. What some agents will do, and I like this method the most, is they'll print out a sample lead card from a direct mail leads vendor, a company that sells those type of leads, and that way they can show the prospect something. And a lot of times they can say something like, "Hey Jerry, I'm Doug, I'm working in your neighborhood, and I know you've been getting these cards in the mail all the time," and then you can show them the card. It's in reference to the special final expense benefits for Social Security recipients. Are you receiving Social Security benefits? Well, I've been helping out some of your neighbors with this. Where can we sit down really quick? With this method, you're replacing the lead, and you'll find that a lot of people will actually know that this is about insurance, and they'll actually just invite you right on in. And I've got an agent in Texas, for example, and what he does is he does this exact thing a few hours every day, like 4 or 5 days a week, and every single week he sends up at least an application or two. 0 lead cost. Okay, so what if you're cold door knocking and you don't have a list? Well, first off, guys, you should definitely get a list. They're just too easy to obtain. And you can get one that can be worked for months and pay like $100, $150 for it. But let's say that you're just going door to door, whatever. People will be open to speaking with you if you have a really good approach. You can put together one of the things that some people do is they put together a little 3-question survey about burial insurance. And when they do the door knock, they say something like, "Hey Janet, I'm Doug Massi, and I'm currently doing a 3-question survey in your neighborhood. Do you have just 1 minute?" And then you simply start out by asking their name, their phone number, and their address. And then the 3 questions can be something kind of silly and short. "Ma'am, well, approximately how many funerals have you been to over the past 2 years?" And then you write it down. "Do you know if the people that passed away had burial insurance to cover the expenses?" Write it down. And "Ma'am, if I can show you an affordable burial insurance plan that is designed specifically for people on Social Security who are living on a very low and fixed income, would that be something that you'd be open to speaking with me about?" This approach is very straightforward. And yes, if you spend hours a day doing this, and you've got a good work ethic, so you do have to spend time doing this, you will find interested people and you will absolutely make sales. I mean, it's pretty much impossible not to. And here's a pro tip. Let's say I am door knocking a lead or am walking into an appointment. And this is important, guys. Check this out. If I see somebody, next door or across the street, I'll usually wave to them and say, "Hey, how you doing? What's going on?" Just to kind of make sure they see me, And now what I'll do is I'll go into my appointment, and then when I walk out of my appointment or, do the door knock, whether they let me in or not, it doesn't even matter. That's the way I see it. No matter what, if they're still outside, I will walk right over to them and introduce myself and let them know that I'm a local benefits coordinator / insurance agent licensed through the state of Florida, and I'm currently helping people who are on Social Security with the state-regulated final expense plans. At this point, I'll ask them, "Hey, are you receiving any type of Social Security or disability benefits?" And guys, they're always, if you're speaking with seniors, they're always going to say yes. And then you just react a little bit. "Wow, that's great. I might be able to do something really good for you and your family. Where can we sit down really quick?" I have made so many easy lay down sales by doing this that it's not even funny. For a copy of the door knocking super file that I mentioned earlier in the video, just email me at doug@ufesonline.com. For more information on selling final expense, even life insurance products and or Medicare products as an independent insurance agent, which means that you'll have access to training, affordable leads, all through our insurance agency. Just shoot me an email at that same address. Remember, guys, when you put the needs of your clients first, everything else will usually fall right into place. Now, get out there and do something good for someone today. Happy hunting.